So a few months ago, this was tight on me, and now it's like a 5-man tent. Oh my God, can you believe it? Because I can't. So a few months ago, this is all I wore, and it's triple XL, and I felt comfortable in it because, but it's still a bit tight back then. And now look, it's falling off my shoulder, it's baggy on me. Who knew this would happen? I can't believe it. It's the magic of Mounjaro. Let's check this video out.
Hello everyone and welcome to my channel and happy Christmas. Now I will be doing another video in a few days just before Christmas just to thank you and wish you all a happy Christmas properly. But for today I just want to talk about the big changes that has happened with Mounjaro and are all for the good. Now you know the drill. Before I carry on, please hit the like and subscribe button. That like button is really important, and if you fancy buying me a coffee, I'll leave a link in the description, but that like button, it's really important. Now, today we're going to talk about my BMI, what it's changed, my weight, my overall view of life, what's been going on, what hasn't been going on. But as I said, it's mostly good. But there is one thing I want to say before I carry on. There's a channel run by a guy called Neil. It's called My Life's Toil. And he's not been doing very well recently. He's had a few medical problems and stuff like that, and he's going to have to come off the Mounjaro for a while. And his channel's called My Life's Toil, sorry. And from me, I just want to wish him the best, and I hope everything turns out, and I'll be keeping an eye on him. Plus, go and check out his channel. He's quite knowledgeable. He's a lot cleverer than I am. I think everyone is anyway, but just wish him the best. So for anyone who doesn't know, I've been on Mounjaro for about 6 months. I give or take a week, and I was pretty beaten up when I first started. I wasn't going to do this channel. I just did it. I don't know why, whatever came over me. I've got bipolar, so I'm a bit crazy sometimes. But I started the channel, and the support I've got from everyone has lifted me and made me feel great, apart from the Mounjaro and all that. But I think for anyone who is starting a channel or anyone who is about to start Mounjaro, once you get into this community and start getting together, it's amazing. Now, I want to show you a clip of my very first video. It only for a few seconds, just to give you some context of how I was back then and how I am now. Now, I was looking. Half of my head is cut out because I didn't know where to put the camera and stuff like that. Yeah, obviously, I noticed after that, but it's quite funny. So you don't see top of my head. But I just want to show you this, just to give you an insight. And for people who have seen it, just to remind you what I looked like then, how I was acting then, and what I look now. Check it out. I'm 48 years old. I'm about 5'6". I used to be taller. My BMI is 47, and I'm about 19 stone. All right, so I thought for the sake of it, I'll put this old t-shirt on to see if you can notice the difference between that video and this one. Now, as you can see, I don't know how well it will show on this video because I haven't seen it yet, but I know I can feel lighter and it's completely loose on me. But on that video, I said my BMI was 47. It's now 33. And that's a big difference. It's huge. I'm going to go into my weight in a little while, but I want to go over a few other things first. So as I said, my BMI was 47, which is staggeringly high, especially for my height. Now, as I said, it's down to 33. And the thing is, I was always 5'8". Yeah, I know it's not massive, but I was 5'8". But I noticed over the years, I became 5'6"-ish. And, I always thought it's down to old age because I'm not that old, but old age and the weight was pulling me down. But what I realized, and a lot of people might not realize this, when your legs get fat and in between your legs, they get fat and you start walking kind of like that, wobbling, sort of like a penguin. And because the fat in between your legs. So once the fat starts going in between your legs start coming more together and you're taller. So when I went to the GPs to do blood tests and all that shit, they measured me and I'm 5'8" again. Do you know how good that makes me feel? It's because when you're this short already, every little millimeter helps, okay? Now, my blood pressure is still very high and my cholesterol is very high. So I'm taking steps to do something about it. Now, I spoke to Jeff, my old boxing trainer. Now, he's retired, he's old. And I told him, I had the flu. I told him about I didn't tell him about the Mounjaro as such, but I told him about the blood pressure and the weight. I didn't tell him about Mounjaro because he's old school. He'd be like, "Don't be silly, go for a jog. What's wrong with you? Yeah, go for a jog and do all this, you know." And I don't want to hear it. But I told him about the blood pressure and all that, and he started talking about certain foods like omega-3 oils and stuff like that. I'm like, "What's he on about?" He goes, "Also porridge." He goes, "Have 4 tablespoons of porridge a day, have some water with it, and or skim milk and flax seeds." And I'm like, "What's he on about?" Yeah, porridge is horrible and that's bloating and stuff. Well, turns out he was right because porridge actually has something in it that lowers your blood pressure, and the flax seeds, which ain't that noticeable when they're in it, they lower your blood pressure too. I did all the research and I'm like, you know what? Maybe sometimes these old school boxers do know what they're talking about. I thought he was just saying that for energy. Checked with it. Yeah, apparently one of the best foods you can eat in the morning, and it makes you feel full all day with a couple of was it 4 tablespoons of porridge and some water or whatever. It fills you up for the rest of the day. It's really good type of carbohydrate. And after a couple of days, I started to like it. So, now there's something that happened to me the other day, and I didn't even notice I was doing it. So, what happened so I was sitting down watching TV here, and I realized that my legs were crossed. You know, like how you throw your leg over your other leg. I was just sitting back. I didn't even know I was doing it. I haven't been able to do that in years because my legs are so big. I can't get one on top of the other. I was actually just, my son said, "Oh, you're looking kind of slim there when you get," and my legs were crossed. And I was like, that's so strange just to do that automatically without realizing, but being able to do it. And I've been doing it ever since. And I've been doing it purposely now to make myself feel better. Also, when you feel for people who haven't or for people who have, when you start feeling your clothes feeling baggy on you. I was going out to the park walking the dogs wearing my dog walking clothes, hoodie, and all that, as I showed you at the start. They're all like hanging off me, They're like triple XL. They're actually too long for me. But when you're fat, you're so bloated, they do seem shorter, and but they're all hanging off me, and it feels so strange. It feels really good though. I'm not quite where I want to be yet. I still have a few pounds to go, and I haven't been able to exercise for the last couple of weeks because I've had the flu. In fact, the last video that came out actually came out late because I was already dying. It was real bad. And for anyone else who's got it at the moment, because apparently it's a thing, I wish you all the best and I hope you get all right. Now, one more thing that I did. So I decided, because I've got a massive sweet tooth, huge, and it's my grandmother's fault, yeah. But what I've done is that every night, as a habit, when I start going to bed, I bring up a ton of bars of chocolate and sweets and all kinds of rubbish to eat in bed, cakes, everything. And I'm about to go, which is the worst thing you can do. So I decided to get some sugar-free sweets. I seen them online, and I thought, okay, let's give them a try. They're actually really, really surprisingly good. And I'll put a link in there if you want, but I'm not getting paid. I'm just saying they were really good. One of them tastes like poison, but the others taste all right. But the thing is that I've turned out that my interest in sweet stuff, going to bed at night, is not much. I might take the odd sweet sugar-free one and have it in my mouth, but a lot of the time I don't, which is so strange for me. My interest in it is disappeared. Like sometimes, like during the day, I could have one, but I don't know. It's just no interest in it, and it's so strange. And my interest in healthy food is I'm beginning to enjoy carrots and stuff like that. I think I always did, but I didn't realize, stuff like that. So, this is a great feeling how to be. So I just want to go over this before I show you the weight. So on what I done was on 2.5 milligram. What I done is I sat back and I waited for the magic to happen, and it didn't. I was stupid. I thought, oh, I'll sit back now and it'll fall off. No, you've got to work at it. You've got to do. You have to. It ain't just that. You have to work at it. And for anyone out there who goes, oh, you take no, it ain't. Still have to put in the work. It's just helping with that food noise. The food noise didn't help. I didn't get any food suppression, you could say, on 2.5. So I was a bit upset about that when you see all these other people losing tons on it. So I hit the 5. When I get to 5, I had a few days where, yeah, I know the food suppression was there, and I was like, okay, it didn't last for long, only for a few days, but at least now I knew what the food suppression felt like. So that was all right. Now I know what to go for. Then when I hit 7.5, I had the food. I didn't get it all, but I had for about 2 weeks, and I dropped quite a lot of weight. I went from, was it 19 stone to like 17 something, the high side of 17, but that was quite a lot. But it wore off the food noise, and as I said, I got bipolar, and I have good days and bad days, or bad weeks and bad weeks, good weeks. But the Manjaro has helped a lot. But I find is when I'm having it down, I have this thing where I self-destruct. It's like I'm not taking my meds for my bipolar or depression and all that, and it's like I'm trying to fight against the Manjaro. It's so strange. But I went up to 10. 10 day here and day there, it was not so much. And then 12.5 again, not a day here, day there. And I was getting a bit frightened because I'm about to hit 15 and I'm not getting the results that I want. I seem to have stayed in the 17, 11, 17, 5 zone for ages and I couldn't get out of it, stone weight. And come 15, at the beginning, no, it didn't seem like it was happening. It felt like I was putting the work in, but not the Manjaro. So I'm now on just begun my third 15 pen, you could say. And I noticed on the second pen, it started working. I mean, yeah, it started working towards halfway through. So, all right. And now it's still working. So it just took that a little bit longer to get in my system to 15. Um, so that's now it's falling off me and the food suppression is there all the time. I still get hungry, but it's weird that your eyes are bigger than your stomach and you have a habit of piling your plate on, and then when you're eating it, you're like, I don't want it anymore. I'm full. I don't even want to see it anymore. So that's a good feeling. Now, as I said, habits are really bad and there's still things you've got to get out of. But you know what? With healthy living, a plan, and persistence, you'll get there. As I said, we still got to put in the work. And as we all have put in the work. And I definitely have for now. So without further ado, let me show you my weight, the big weight difference between then and now. I done this morning about 5 o'clock in the morning. I always get up early and it was quite dark, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you. Have a look.
Oh, I forgot to do the weigh in, so time to check what it is. If you can see that, that's 19.3. So hopefully it goes down. All right, here we go. Ta-da! Not too bad, not too bad.
Right, so that is quite a lot of weight. That's about 3 stone to me. Actually, yeah, it's actually 3 stone exactly, give or take a pound. And it's just coming off me. Now, I don't want it to come too quick, but I still think it's just getting rid of the excess fat. I think hard work will be coming in, and that will be happening in the future very soon. Now, at 16 stone 3, it is, let me check, 103 kilos, because I'm terrible at this. And yeah, I'm 103 kilos, and now in pounds, it's 227, and it was 279 pound, which seems like quite a lot. It feels like a lot. I haven't felt this, I haven't felt this kind of agility in a very long time, and it feels great. And I heard this saying before, nothing tastes better than being slim. So yeah, that's true. It does. It feels and it tastes good. So I'm not quite where I want to be yet. I want to be at 15 stone. I need for my height, I should probably be about 12 or 13, but I think I'd look bad at that being that skinny because I'm quite big boned and my shoulders and always been kind of stocky. So, but 15 I'll be happy with. I wouldn't mind trying to 14 stone, but 15 I'll start being happy because I actually look pretty decent. A little bit of a love handles around here, but I look pretty decent and clothes fit me pretty good. So what's happening from now? As from today is Saturday. As from Monday, I'll be, because I'm feeling better and the cough is still a little bit there, I'll be hitting the gym, the exercise, and all my things properly. And I'm going to sort out a proper plan, and I will show you what I've been doing. I'll show you the exercises because it's time for me to get fit. It's all right to lose weight, and you do feel like you're able to get on the machines a bit better because you're feeling more, because when you're heavy, it's all hard. But I feel like I can, and now it's time to get fit with losing the weight and maybe get some muscles, and tone up a little bit, do all that. But so I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a few videos from now. But I just want to say to everyone who don't watch my next video, because I'll be doing another, Happy Christmas to everyone. And thanks for all the support that you've all given me throughout the time. And I will always support you in any way. Always leave something in the comments if you want to chat. And I will have few things to say in a few days about Christmas and putting weight on and a few pounds going on and off, and not to worry and stuff like that on my next video. But for now, I'm just going to stick with this. Now, for anyone who watched my last video to the end, if you did, I just want to tell you there was a sad story that's quite heartbreaking to me and to others and my dog, Bronson. He had to be put to sleep the other day, and it's very sad, very sad. He was a big dog, my dog's boyfriend, you could say. It was ridiculous what they were like, and his body was covered in cancer. We just found out days after he was walking with my dog, and it was very sudden. And he's part of the family, and for people who have dogs and dog lovers, cat lovers, animal lovers, they become part of your family. They are your family, and it's tragic. He was a big boy, and he passed away. They put him to sleep, and what made me really feel sad was he was very weak, and he's very friendly, but they brought him to the veterinarian to, have to say goodbye to him. And he went in very weak, and he said hello to everyone in there. But after he said hello to everyone in there, he started walking towards the doors to say, all right, are we going home now? And my mate Paul, the owner, and then the dad, it was just destroyed, soul destroyed. And I don't even want to know what that was like. So I'm upset because I was fond. I know my dog loved him. Like they would go on hunger strikes after they separate for a couple of days. But I personally love the dog as well. I missed him, and I miss him, and I love meeting him. Look forward to it. So what I'd done was to help cheer the family up because they are a nice family. I decided to get a picture made for them, and I'll have a look. Yeah. So I didn't know if I thought it was the right thing to do now because I didn't want to make it hurt more, but I wanted to do something nice for the family, and it made me feel good, feel like I was doing something for the dog, as well. I don't know, what it's like. It's a hard situation. So I got that for him. I had it made. Didn't cost overly amount, but it wasn't bad. I think it was like £35, which is a lot to me, but it's not. It was for them. For me to do that, it felt all right to do. I probably would have paid more. So yeah, so it's over. It's a bad time. It's Christmas, and anyway, I don't want to talk about it anymore. It is very sad, but anyway, I'll be doing a video in a couple of days. I want you to like and subscribe on this one. Leave comments if you're feeling as good as me or if you're getting there. If you know anything about what I'm saying about your legs, being fat and putting together. If you fancy buying me a coffee, I'll leave the link in the description. Do it if you want, but if you don't, it doesn't matter because I love you all. And hitting that like button is so important. Even putting the comments and saying nice things about how handsome I am now. I love that too. But anyway, look, I'll talk to you later and I'll see you on my next video. See ya.